As requested, the videos that you guys asked me to do. This is part two of the last video that I just did um, with X number two, and how she was planted there. I said, what I was going through was organized criminal abuse by my family, actually, and this has been going on, like I said, since I was born, since before I was born, because there's other family members also that went through the same thing. Um, and I unfortunately it passed down to myself. It's a generational thing. I know why it's happening, and they know why it's happening. I mean, I've already figured out what it was from what I've been told. Like I said, there's things out here that people don't quite get that is here. They don't quite get Earth. They don't realize that we have, you know, certain things going on. Like I said, it's a spiritual battle that I can't just be explained. Some people are not awake enough to see that. Until it happens to them, they don't get it. Until it happens to one of their family members, there's the only way they'd be able to experience that or to understand how it works. Um, yes, it has to do with my family and who they are as to why this happened. Um, as explained, going back to the story. So this ex, as I mentioned, I ended up with a felony charge, things like this later on, because the whole time she was trying to control me, as always, trying to control me to stay in these relationships, all of these exes, and they have their ways of doing it, which is evil, brutal, and messed up. And then when it doesn't work out, they turn around and they're victims all of a sudden, and they're innocent and never did a single thing. Poor innocent souls. Which is pretty typical. Usually, when there's a bad breakup, well, this is usually what happens when people are not real. That's what they do. They go around and slander, lie, bring up all the worst things of you and never mention anything of themselves, which there's got to be something wrong with that common sense to tell you that doesn't make any sense. So you literally did nothing the entire relationship but sit there and be a good girl, right? Yeah, okay. Anyways, like I said, this second ex said here, and she did many, many, many things. Like I said, she put her hands on me. The first relationship, yeah, we were physical with each other, and it got bad at sometimes, but not too bad. But it was bad enough to be toxic. And the second ex, same thing. She put her hands on me, but it wasn't. The whole thing wasn't like that. Because once I showed her that I'm not going to sit and tolerate it, and I fought her back, she kept her hands off me after that. Um, this ex, like I said, there's many, many things about her. When I met her, she was trying to, she said she didn't know what I was. So she said, you were attractive, but I didn't know what you were. So what she was going to do was have some of her friends, well, she said they were going to invite me out and have some of her friends attempt to try to jump me. And she started crying when we met because she was telling me about this. Said I have to be honest, that's what I was going to do because we were watching you before we met you. You see how people do? This is exactly what I'm talking about. Envious and jealous of me for what I don't even know. You imagine that, complete strangers doing this for no reason because you're attracted to me. Like I said, this envy and jealousy, despite what people get, most of the time people are attracted to you. They're attracted to you. They're not going to tell you that though. And sometimes it is family. So it makes it even more stranger. In my case, which has happened as well. But these random strangers, like she said, they were going to just jump me. So she decided to meet me, got to meet me, and she's just like, wow, you're just super gorgeous in person, even more. Like you're gorgeous online, but gorgeous in person. And then she just decides, oh, yeah, well, we decided not to do it, Well, one thing was I felt like she still was trying to at first until I think when she had made her decision not to is when she tried to fight me out of nowhere. She just comes in there, starts shoving me around in my kitchen, wanting to see, and I ended up picking her up and body slamming her. Yeah, because I mean, what? She was hitting on me and everything. I asked her to stop, and then that was it. I don't want to hear this. Don't do this to girls. Don't do that. Seriously, I'm supposed to do just stand there. That's crazy. Like I said, I'm intersex. I don't care because people want to disrespect sometimes. They want to say call me out of my name and call me something else, okay, well then you keep it like that. When things get physical with us, you remember that's what you chose, it's what you say. You want to disrespect me, well, then you see me the same way when we're fighting too. Not figure out my strength and then start tripping out and want to, oh yeah, this guy just, we're not going there. Keep it real. It's not my problem. Like I said, um, so they want to play these games. They want to hit low, below the belt when people try to come at you. Anyways, this ex here, she decided to have her play brother. Like I said, it was obvious they were getting close or they were close. She talks so much crap about this dude, and that's another thing. People that want people, they talk about them so bad. When they actually want them, they will talk about them bad. When they want to be in their presence and their space and they want to be around them, or they want to sleep with them, or they're attracted to them, they haven't lost their attraction, they will sit here and get people to attack this person, or they will talk bad about this person, get groups of people to do it. And this is what I have come to realize and notice. Every case with me has been like that, and other people as well, when I see these things occur with other people. But me, that was my experience. So she's trying to, her play brother, she pushes this guy on, and she talks about these threesomes she had, blah, 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 whatever. We talk about all this stuff, but that wasn't the point. The point is, she takes this guy, has this guy come on, like, I don't know what it was. She kept going on and on about this guy. First, you talk about him really bad. He stinks, he this, he that, he's ugly, but the next thing, but this is her play brother. They're supposed to be so cool. We hated each other when we met. And then she has this guy coming over, and then I guess they have some discussion about being attracted to me, and then she's pushing this shit. And I'm like, dude, I'm not feeling this guy. It's not happening. I don't like that. I don't want to do it. I said, before you even go there, I'm telling you, I don't want to do that. I'm trying to help you out so you don't sit here and still try to push it. So they still anyway proceed to try to push this thing. So one day we're drinking and, eating and drinking in the living room, sitting there, and she's rubbing on my back, sitting on the chase part of the sofa. She's rubbing on my back. This dude is on the other side of her. She's in the middle. And my peripheral, God, I could see everything. People understand like the things that I can see. Um, I'm telling you, the things I pick up on, like I said, I'm really sensitive when it comes to picking up on things. My senses are, you know, um, really intense. Like I can pick it up, big time. Anything going on, like my antennas are always up and it's always picking things up. So my peripheral, this is one of the things. Something is just like I can see some strange, like I see exactly what they're doing and I don't exactly turn around. So he's got his self out when I turn around, swinging it around. And like I said, these people play too much. Like I'm saying, I sit up here and I jump up and I'm just like, you know what? He's got to get the fuck out of here. He's got to go. He has to go. Y'all got to do something about this. You have to. Because her thing is she was still pushing this thing. And I snapped and told him, I don't know what you got going on, but I'll tell you this. Since she can't tell you herself and doesn't have the balls to tell you something I've already told you, I'm going to tell you myself. I am not attracted to you. Nothing is going to happen. It's not happening. And I need you to get your things and go. Because this dude had started staying at my house. It was to the point, it went from, every now and then to every other weekend to every weekend. And then it went where he was just sitting there 2 weeks in my house and hadn't left. And I just went in here and told him, you got to go. You got to go. You've got to go. You have to leave. Because she's not being honest. I'm not attracted to you. I don't find you attractive. And whatever fantasy you guys got, you're going to have to figure something out because it's not going to be me. Sorry. So I have her making me, I said, you leave and I do not want you ever coming back to my house again. I don't want you here. Thing is, she would push people onto me to be friends so that she could sleep with these people. Thing is, she would always tell me about her past and how twisted she was with people she was with. Women do things a lot of times I ain't gonna say men don't, but I'm saying women, they love to play victim and innocent, but they do crazy things, and then they don't ever tell people what they really do. They're always perceived as a victim because that she's crying, she's making faces, it's a woman. It's always that. It's never she's actually doing things. She's provoking people, she's doing wicked things, she's doing evil things. It's never for just nothing. It's not always nothing. And some things are like that, but not all the time. Sometimes these women are actually that wicked. And it's a lot of it these days. So this chick, like I said, the pinching the babies, the playing this whole, she can put me in a position where I can get messed over for things that she does. So that happens. It's over with. So they're sleeping together. Obviously, of course, you're doing that. It's already getting done. And it's like she's always talking about wanting to do these kinds of things. We do our little private stuff, whatever. That's what we did. Go on about this. Well, anyways, she starts putting stuff into my drinks and stuff. Again, you got to watch telling people stuff, because when you tell people things, they turn around and they do the same thing to you if they're wicked. So I tell her all this. She starts putting stuff in my drinks. So we went out one night, and it's like people thought I was. Thing is, people always thought I was acting weird or being funny, but it's like, what do you do when people are just behind your back putting stuff in your stuff? You can't help that they're putting drugs and stuff in your stuff. So whatever she did, I don't know, some kind of roofie. Because this time, what happened? This shit made me pass out. Like literally, I was just blacked out and gone. So the thing was, I had 3 beers. And that's not how that works. I drink beer now. I drink beer. I drunk beer then. I've always drank beer. I never had this weird stuff happening unless something just went wrong and they were putting stuff in my stuff. It's the only time this stuff would happen. So she put something in my beer. I guess she went and got it and put something in it. So I don't even remember the ride home. We weren't even there long. And that day, I don't remember the ride home. It was that bad. And this was like after 12 midnight, where we went home, and next thing you know, I wake up and my hands are at my sides. I am completely naked. First thing I notice is her standing over me with her cell phone, just holding it up, kind of over me. I'm completely naked. She got me out of everything. My tie, my shoes, I'm naked from head to toe. She is completely dressed. I'm on the edge of the bed, my legs hanging off, my feet on the floor, my legs off, bent to the knees, and my arms to my sides, and I'm on my back. And when I wake up, it is literally 6 something in the morning. It's almost 7 o'clock. And I was out cold. Don't remember a single thing from leaving the club until there, which I've already caught her. The funny part is I had gotten on my daughter because this chick put aspirin in my drink for whatever reason. And I told her, I kind of snapped at her about, don't ever put a fucking thing in any of my stuff without my permission. That's weird. You don't even know if I'm allergic. You and I don't know each other that well for you to just be putting stuff into my drink. Don't do that. I am really against it. I really have an issue with it because I've already been through this stuff. And she thinks it's funny and things like this. So that's what happened. I blacked out. And she was over me with the phone, so I don't know what's going on. And I had been fondled and messed with, so I don't know what this girl did. But she had, I was getting this job, and I was, I got this job and started working at this, this warehouse, and I was doing really good, and it was just so many things. She played weird games with the kids and me, like, so they get in trouble for things they never even did. She was hiding things, hiding clothes, doing stuff, blaming the kids for it. So it's like, it was a lot of issues with that. Sick people, I'm telling you, people want to sit there and, oh, women are the most precious thing, women and children, but that's not always the case. Like, people can't get it through their head that life is just not like that all the time. You have wickedness out here, and it could be children, it's women, it's older people sometimes. Like, you'd be surprised the people who do these things, your own family, your best friends. I mean, it's like something people just, I don't know what's wrong with everybody. Like, you don't get it, that's how life goes, and these things do happen. Because in my case, this has happened. And I sit here and just cut for these people. Why didn't I leave sooner? Because I'm sitting here cutting for these people. I'm literally defending them, protecting them, keeping their secrets. I mean, I'm doing all this crap just to be done like that. That's how I get repaid every time. So like I said, I stopped fucking with people like that on that level because people don't know how to do right. and they don't know how to return the favor either. They set things up and then they play victim later when they don't get what they want. Um, and that's really what's happened. Or they can't get what they want from me, so they're bitter and they go to other people and start slandering your name, or they get with somebody else, start slandering you, talking about you. Well, red flag. If this person is constantly talking about you, which is something I didn't see in this relationship, I seen it but didn't pay attention to it so much. All this stuck on these other people from before. Um, this is exactly what happened here. It's just this whole thing was a game. She was there for using people. That's it. So her ex contacted me, and it was really weird. Like I said, it's important about this ex. The ex contacted me, and the ex was like, you don't know her. If you knew her, you would have never gotten with her in the first place. She said that girl is a user. She is evil, and she's going to do you the same way that she did me. You'll see. The same way that you got with her is the same way she's going to leave you, you know. Well, not leave me, but the way she's going to do me, because I left her. And so the next thing you know, this chick is, I'm sitting here. I didn't say nothing, didn't think nothing of it, but I got that message and I didn't say anything. She's just like, I'm telling you, I'm warning you, which is weird because later on, a friend of hers said the same thing, something similar. And I'll explain that. So we got engaged. Now, it wasn't a real engagement, as I said. I was just trying to appease this chick till I could figure out what to do, buy some time to get out of the situation. I had been stuck and I needed to do what I needed to do, which people don't get. I had to do what I had to do. So me and her talked about this, instead of us actually having a serious relationship, we can just kind of help each other out and it can be like that. But she's like, what do we do about other people, in the open? I don't want my friends and family. Okay, so then we just pretend like we are together and it is serious. And this is exactly what we did. But in her mind, I really don't think she literally meant it. I think she was serious about me, but I was not, even though, because her actions showed otherwise, even though this is what we discussed. I got the tattoo, like I said, here, her name to appease it. I didn't care because I was thinking I could just cover this shit up. It doesn't matter. When this is all said and done, I just need to figure it out. So I'm just going, people don't know me and know how they get around me and think they know me. They're around me for years and still don't know me. They never actually know me. They don't try to get to know me properly. And that people think for themselves. They go in their own mind instead of they don't even have time to listen to what I have to say. Nothing. Just go off of whatever they believe, and that's just that. People like that, like, what's the point? If that's how you are, what's the point? You know what I mean? So, I said, we play this off, and some people get upset, even on Facebook. I had, that weird ass sister get up on my business. I don't know you, chick, for you to be doing that. You can't just hop up and start doing it. So it's causing more and more issues as people get involved and have things to say and disrespect. It kept causing issues, and this is what they didn't see. So while they do stupid stuff and address her as just a friend or a girlfriend and say weird things in her face, I have to go back home and deal with that mess when I'm already in mess, because I'm trying to figure out what to do about this relationship in the first place, because this girl is a psychopath. So, and this is unbeknownst to other people. This is what I'm saying. So everybody's getting mad. Oh, you're going to marry her, you this and that. It's not even what you think, man. And then I try to say it and they're not listening. Yeah, right. That's not, you meant it. I don't. I'm in trouble here, but I don't always talk about my issues. Back then, I never really just said anything. I confided in one person and I never said much about it. When I tried to, it's like, it's not getting listened to. This person liked me, and then it was just like, I'm just faking or making it up, dude. Like, nobody gives me the opportunity ever. They don't try to listen ever. So the thing that happened next was, and this chick went crazy. Like I said, she kept trying to make me befriend people that she was sleeping with. My friends, she would get with them and sleep with them so they could turn on me. That's one thing. People sleep with you. Just get this through your head. People will sleep with you and you don't even realize that you're changing or you change. That's demonic as hell, dude. Like, you sleep with them and you pick up some demon. You start doing what they do. They're mad, so now you want to be mad with them. Okay, now let's go attack this person just because this person told you, because you slept with them. That's it. That's mentally ill, man. You got to watch people. You can't have them manipulating you. That's weak. That is weak. You let somebody sleep with you and then manipulate you into believing that these people are bad people. but you don't even know what's going on with that person. You don't know why that person's the way they are. You don't know why they're upset. You don't know what's going on. Take the time out to get to know people or know their story before you start judging things, because I get a lot of that. A lot of judgment when people don't know anything about me. Um, you get with your new little partner, and they're mad because they didn't get what they wanted or things didn't go the way they wanted, but they never stood around to really see it. They got mad before they could figure it out. I was in a ruckus of shit back then. I didn't know how to go left, right. I didn't know what to do. Up, down, left, right. I didn't know. I was trying to figure out and navigate my way through this whole crock of shit from everybody. My ex who was locked up, this current chick that I got in my house that I need to get rid of, the kids wilding out, the neighbors because of things that people were doing, these other people, I'm calls on the phone, the threats I was getting, people coming by my house. I got all kinds of shit going on. With the kids' mom, what we were doing before they got her locked up, the running the drugs, I'm getting threatened about them taking the kids out. People don't know what the hell was happening. I had detectives calling me. I mean, like I said, Inspector Gadget's calling me to say they were going to frame me just because they could. And it's all tied back to this chick here, this crazy psychotic chick. So I sit there and I'm just like, dude, I got to figure something out. Then my family's getting involved. So it's a bunch of mess. They're stirring shit up. That woman who adopted me, she's there. She's stirring shit. Like, people don't get it. I had issues at my job, which I didn't. This chick, again, every time. You got to realize certain people in your life cause a lot of fucking problems, dude. And some people, you never cause them problems. They're going to see you as a problem anyway because they don't get what they want. Thing is, I was on the fence by some people because I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure if they were there to help destroy my life or to actually be there for me, if it was legit or real. I couldn't even tell the difference at that time. It was so much going on, my brain couldn't even sort it out. And I didn't even know how to express that. There was somebody that I really, really, really wanted and really loved. But because so much stuff was happening, I was afraid to move forward with that. Then I asked this person to move in, and she's like, oh, no, I can't. So I'm like, okay, well, I don't know where I stand. I don't know anything right now. It's like she wanted me, but it was still that. She had her issues going on. She was married. She had her issues. Cool, I understand. But like I said, I got a lot of shit behind all this stuff because of my feelings and because of this confusion and everything else. Nobody ever lets you speak. They just assume, never let you speak. They never want to hear it. They never want to find out. And I think that's unfair. That's really screwed up. Because I really care and love for people. I'm actually very genuine, despite everything I've been through. But I mean, I can't convince somebody of something that they don't even want to take the time out to even hear or see. They want to believe themselves. That's crazy because that's not how that should work. Don't even give me an opportunity to talk. Just be mad at me. I'm going through hell, and that's what you give me next. Like, that's not right, dude. But it's okay. I mean, nothing I can do about it. People got to live with their own shit. And they want to come to me and talk, they will. If they don't, they just don't. I mean, they want to believe what they want. Again, like I said, I got set up really bad with this chick. She, again, people turn, and you got to understand, people will sleep with you, and this is this Jezebel stuff, and then get you to turn on somebody you don't even know because they told you a story. Because this chick, same thing with her exes, but then she sits and tells me these terrible things she was doing to them the whole time. I mean, come on, you're sleeping with some dude. You had some dude sneak in your house, and y'all laid right on the floor and slept together right on the floor with your husband right there in the bed, dude, right next to him, because she said she gets a thrill out of doing this. I mean, that's the shit I'm talking about. But you're a good girl. She told me how she would have people turn on me, but then I would know things about them that happened to them that she did, and I didn't even say anything. She sat there, like I said, being loyal and real to people while they can't do the same for me. She told me about her best friend and how her best friend's father was like a father to her, but then she also sits and tells me, hey, me and my ex, the one that she left to be with me for, guess what we did? She thinks we're real cool and shit. She's like, well, her dad, I see him like a dad. Guess what I did? I'm like, what? She's like, me and my ex, we sat here and said we ruined his fucking life because we stole $10,000 from him, from his credit card, and he doesn't know who did it. And he still can't get his life together. And she laughs about it. This is how this person is. And this is the shit I was going through, how weird this person was. Like, what the fuck? She did a lot of things. She robbed people, did a lot of stuff. And by the time I left her, she ended up having to leave and move somewhere else. She had to leave Houston because she had people after her because of stealing. Somebody was asleep. She gave them a ride and they went in her purse. She went in this person's purse and they stole money from this girl. And this girl had a whole bunch of people out for her because she didn't know who this person was and they were connected to a lot of people. So she had to leave and just completely move out of Houston. So see how things come back on people, how wicked they are. Anyhow, and this play brother that she had, they ended up getting together, having children, and she did him so bad, and he got to find out what she was like. Hope that was fun, because she got exactly what. Yeah, you thought the grass was greener, you went for it, and you did what you did, and that's that. Um, Living hell he had to go through. They weren't even speaking. A living hell. I hope that was fun. A little bit of pleasure for a lifetime of pain. I couldn't imagine having kids with her. That's insane. I couldn't live with myself. Probably would have took myself out. So I'm glad that that wasn't possible for me. That would never happen. I would have never let it happen. Um, so with that being said, she went to my job. We were working together. I had her get this job and work, because I'm like, you're not going to just sit there and then have free time, just do whatever. Fill out an application, you work too. So we worked together, and then eventually she met somebody. She met a couple of people. We weren't working the same days all the time, so she was sleeping with people from the job where we were working at. So that was causing like issues. And then what she did with those pictures and videos of me, like whatever she did that night, I kind of suspect maybe she had that guy come over. Seriously, seriously. And I can't prove it, but something happened, but I can't prove it. I was out. But she did have the phone and she unlocked the phone. We went to work one day because I told her I wasn't going to be with her anymore. So she starts doing all this crazy shit. She unlocks the phone and she drops the phone inside of the warehouse. So the next thing that happens is, well, I come into work the next day. And when I come into work, well, unbeknownst to me, they had found this phone unlocked with all this porn or whatever, of me and me doing things, sexual things, and all this porn that she just went and put out on me, and whatever she recorded, whatever she did. And she dropped this phone at the job, and now it's getting passed around. Everybody at the job is like, hi Tegan, hi TK. So I'm passing by everybody. They're smiling, they're whispering, they're looking, and I'm just like, what the fuck is going on with everybody? Like, what? So the chick sits there and she's like, y'all are going to hell for what you did. Y'all are going to go to hell because what you're doing is illegal. It's not funny. It's messed up. And I hope it gets back to that person. Y'all are wrong. Because everybody's just passing this shit around. So they get this phone. It's just all these pictures are sharing and it's passing around. And I didn't know it. So what I did, I left the job. I just quit because I'm just like, that's just weird. It's weird. A bunch of weird stuff. I ended up meeting a girl there that was from my hometown that this girl she got cool with, which is, it's always some weird connection. Wherever I was going, these people were my family. They're sending people from my hometown to follow me to do this weird stuff. So I'm just like, and this chick gets cool with this girl. And we get introduced, we meet each other, and this chick, like, all this involves all these people. It's crazy, dude. Like I said, it's insane. So all this stuff happened. Like I said, she slept with all my best friends, doing all this stuff. I mean, it was a friend I was going to meet. She slept. If she knew I was going to even meet them, she would hurry up and sleep with them before we even met so she can get in their head. People got to grow the fuck up and wake the fuck up. Just because some girl sleeps with you and you get your head all fucked up and get pussy whooped does not mean that they're telling the truth. It doesn't mean you need. That's the thing. See how it shows your character. Because how can you turn just because you slept with somebody and this girl is telling you that? You have to be careful of that. And I've learned that kind of stuff. I had to learn that. Just because a girl is whining to you doesn't mean it's the truth. So she, because I got a pity party too, just to find all this stuff out. So we did this whole engagement thing. At the time we had done that engagement, which was odd. She didn't want it in front of anybody at the bar, so that was just weird. So you want everybody to think this, but then you don't want it done. What it was is people she was sleeping with was there, and she didn't want amongst her friends, and she didn't want to hurt their feelings, so she didn't want it out in the open. But then she went and did that to somebody who was close to me that she knew I liked. So that was pretty messy. She went and showed her ring on purpose just to, and I didn't even know. This is unbeknownst to me. I had no idea that this was going to happen. Did a little house party with her friends, and then at her friend's house, that's what she did. So I ended up looking crazy in front of this person, and I didn't even know. And I tried to explain, but of course, didn't work like that. So, anyways, what it was she had been sleeping with this chick. She tried to make me be friends with this chick. So this chick, she uses them because they're weak. These masculine, supposed to be masculine studs and butches, they are easy targets to these women. I find it hilarious because they don't even get it. You get targeted. You get targeted because you're emotional. So it's what she did. She met this butch stud thing, whatever, and this girl, they were asleep. So she tried to make me be friends with her. Then flips out because I don't want to be friends with her. This was 2 years prior, before this happened. So she tried all that. She's the same one that called also. Another one of them that called on the phone. And again, she slept with all these studs. She's bisexual. So she would sleep with them and then get them to do things because she slept with them. She even did this with the bouncer at the club that where I got set up at. This is how she gets people to do it, manipulating them through sex and lies. And people are naive, dude. Like, grow up, dude. Y'all have to wake up. So she sits here, and because you're doing this shit to innocent people for nothing, there was no reason for it. Now you gotta pay the price, and it's on you. So when your life starts going downhill and things start happening to you, just remember what you did. It's your fault. I mean, I don't go around doing this. I could never do this. I don't care what you told me. You couldn't pay me to do something nasty to somebody just because you said so or because we slept together. I don't care. Like I said, I'm not doing that. No, because if I don't know this person, why on earth would I do that? It's changing my character. That's not me. That's not my character. So at any rate, this girl turns around. We go to the club. She has me go out. The night I'm packing this week. So this week I'm packing my bags because I'm leaving. This girl had people breaking into my truck. She had this girl. I got another truck. She had this stud driving my truck. See, she found the honeypot because these idiots literally sit there and just because she's with them only for a brief moment. And this is what she does to them. They end up breaking up because she's nuts. And there's that. So she sits here and had them, this other one, she's driving my truck. My daughter calls me and is like, hey, this girl is driving your truck. Would y'all go somewhere? Because somebody's driving your truck, some tall, dark stud with dreads or something, and she's in your truck, dude. Because I have a custom emblem that I had put on it that I painted myself, and then so she's seen it. She's like, yeah, it's your truck. I'm like, what? So I just started finding a whole bunch of stuff. Chick steals my truck, everything. I didn't get it back until around Christmas. And then she calls me and says, oh, I see you found your truck. It had been sitting at her Meemaw's house for months. And the police called me to tell me this, and I'm trying to tell them what happened. They're like, well, we're not here for that. You should just be happy that you got it back. The fuck? So she played like somebody else stole it after she told me she wanted to steal it because she was trying anything to keep me from leaving. So she steals my other truck. She has somebody steal it. They bust the ignition out, all this stuff when I'm about to leave, And everything I had in the storage, she couldn't pay her half. She said so for months. I was giving her my money and hers to pay her half. And she turns around and tells me, well, you don't have a storage when it's time for me to go. So I had to get my stuff out of her Meemaw storage, a little bit of stuff I had, all the rest of my furniture, everything I had. This girl tells me, you don't have a storage. I'm like, what do you mean? She's like, well, the money you've been giving me, dummy, I was using it. You thought I was really paying? The fuck? It's like, wow. So I lost everything. Also, my brother dies around this time. And when he passes away, she sits there. The day he passes, she just goes on this crazy rampage. We're not together because once I got locked up from her setting me up, which was at the club, like I said, we went to the club. She wanted me to go out. When I told her I was leaving and I was in love with someone else, she wanted me to go out. I was like, well, let's just go out. You know what I mean? And I just one last time, I think you just need to chill. So I go out with her. And again, she gets the bouncer, like I said, to set me up. She had me buy an outfit for her. She wore white tights, and this was on purpose. I didn't realize all this. So she had this stud that went on the phone that she was talking about, trying to get me to hang out with it. I wouldn't. She went out with her. The stud had a girlfriend or whatever, but I don't know. They were messing around. She's like, so she comes to meet her in the club, and she's just there. And she comes and puts her arms around me because I'm like, the fuck is she doing here? Well, I went on and she's like, I don't know. I guess she was just here at the same time. This was a whole setup, dude. Like, so she goes and she has this girl. I don't know. This girl comes around. She walks off. This girl comes around and puts her arm around my neck and say, "Hey, buddy, how does it feel knowing that I've been effing your girl for the past 2.5 years?" I was like, if you don't get the fuck off of me, dude, you don't know me like that. Promise. I said, if you touch me again, we're gonna have a problem. I had a knife on me, so I told her, you touch me again, I'm gonna put it in you, and it's not a joke. So she disappears. So this girl that I'm with, she comes back, and I told her we need to get out of here. Let's go. I'm pissed off, because this girl is here. She just came up to me. What? Well, I said she came up. What she did? Blah blah blah. That's crazy. That didn't happen. I said I don't believe it. Just get the f out of here. Let's go. So we're walking, and I'm pushing her. I kind of just tap her. And I have the knife out. I'm holding it, and I'm like, go, go, go. So I'm pushing her, and she's going forward. And next thing you know, she turns around and starts screaming, telling me that I stabbed her. She screams out loud in the club, "You stabbed me, Tegan. Why would you stab me? Oh my God. What the fuck? I never stabbed this girl." She takes off and leaves. By the way, the bouncer comes around, another one she slept with that she told me was cute a few weeks before that. So she puts the light on her leg. The bouncer takes the flashlight and puts it on. There's nothing there. When I see this girl again later on, because it took like 45 minutes, I left out the club, walked around because I'm like, what the fuck? I'll go looking for her. Walking around, she parked my truck way far out. So I'm on some other street trying to find my truck. I'm walking, and these cops come up to me, and they're just like, one of them, have guns out, and like, hold up, are you Tegan? And this one is like, stop right there, motherfucker. Pulls a gun out of me. Second time I had a gun pulled out of me by the ops. The second time. This has happened another time. So when I was younger, I didn't get in trouble for that either because somebody was literally harassing me, and then I ended up going after this person, and that's another story. But this person set up here, and so this cop actually came up to me, and he's just sitting there. So I'm like, what the fuck? So had me going to the street saying I was accused of stabbing her. Blah blah. She says, "Your wife? We're not married." I don't know what the hell you're talking about, but where are you going, buddy? I said, looking for my truck. I've been walking around like 45 minutes looking for her, looking for the truck. Because she went there, I found my truck and then didn't find her. So I came back, and I go back, and this girl's sitting there. They put the flashlight on her tights on the left leg. It was ripped from her butt cheek all the way down. It is soaked in blood. She's got stab wounds on the back of her leg and blood pouring out. And I never did it because I said she left the club without any marks on her. This is why she wore white, to pull this off. That's how fucking trifling this was. So I sit here and I didn't have nothing to say. She's, oh, Tegan, out here crying, and why would you do this to me? I love you. I can't believe you would do this to me. I'm just standing here looking at her like, shut the fuck up. Seriously. Fuck you. And so this cop's like, I swear to God, we're gonna fucking, this one that drove the gun on me was yelling. He said, I swear to, because I had to get him to calm down. He said, I swear to God, you know what my job is? He's like, why'd you stab her? I said, I don't know. Maybe I slipped and fell and stabbed her. I said, because this is unbelievable and fake. It's bullshit, since we want to make stuff up. So he sits in my ear and he's like, I said, I don't care what, I really don't care what you do. I'll get proven right. I'm telling you, because I didn't do this. Yeah, right. Well, you know what my goal is? My goal is to put you under the fucking jailhouse for the rest of your fucking life. I want to take your life from you and make sure you serve in that prison for the rest of your fucking life. That's my goal. The goal is to make sure that you never see the light of day. You're never free again. And I'm sitting here and I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever. That's fine with me. I said, for what? For what? I said, we're out here. I'm not in court, nothing. You're not a judge. So how can you sit and just come up with this? So I got set up. Sure you did. Sure you did. Okay. Fine with me. Believe what you want. I said, I don't care. Just come on. Arrest me. Let's do what we got to do. I don't really care. So we're sitting, this girl screaming and crying. Well, what the cops didn't see, she went there, and I'm steady trying to, I started telling him, because that's Butch met her, the one that put her arm around me, this big, heavy set, disgusting butch. Anyway, she goes and meets her at the ambulance. This girl is sitting at the ambulance. They're hugged up together because she's playing her. Because guess what? After she's done with them, she's done. She doesn't even fuck with anymore. They're stupid. Again, getting people to get you to do stuff that makes no sense. Idiotic and stupid. So she sits there and she cuts this girl off. She plays everybody, man, woman, it doesn't matter. They get played. You're just a pawn. So she sits here and don't get me wrong, some of them can stay with you for a long time. And if you're dumb enough to sit there and let them pawn you just because you're sleeping with them, then you're an idiot. There's a lot of things you're gonna find out. Mark my word, I promise you, I put money on it. So she sits there and I'm like, they're right there at the ambulance. They were there. So they turn around and this girl already left. So she's there. She was there at the ambulance by herself. So that was it. I go to jail. I end up having to register as a felon, blah, 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 whatever. And I'm like, you know what? That's fine. I talked to the creator. I'm like, it's okay. You're going to see this through because I didn't do anything. She knows I didn't do anything. They all know I didn't do anything. And I definitely know I didn't do anything. You're going to see this through. So again, like I said, I ended up meeting a PO who eventually, I met a couple of them. They wanted to hear my story. So I ended up going in a room talking to them about what happened. And they were able to expunge it and figure it out because they started looking over my case and realizing I had been set up. This girl spent my SSI while I was in there, which is illegal. I gave it to my daughter, but she was using it. And my daughter's like, she sat there and took it from me. She bullied me to get it and took it. And this girl, when I got out, she got herself an apartment with my money. Nice. Used it for a deposit. She went out to a big fancy restaurant, spent almost $300. I mean, she was splurging with my money for no reason. This same victim or her was doing that and expecting me to be there. Then she warns me about, you make sure you tell everybody how much I help you. Help me. You made me lose everything I had. I had to walk away from everything because I ended up leaving my house as well, which I would own my house in less than 2 years. But because she had people coming over there, they were taking their hands doing this. You had people riding by, I was getting phone calls, and I'm like, I can't stay here because they started threatening the kids. Started telling me and threatening, telling me they were going to do something to the kids. So I'm like, I have to get out. It's not safe. It's not safe. I can't stay here with the kids, and this is what's happening. Had family trying to break into my house. I caught them doing that. Had a machete, and they're like, what were you going to do with that? Use it, because what the fuck are y'all doing? What's wrong with everybody? You're delusional. Please don't call the cops and don't. What are you fucking doing wearing all black trying to break in my house? Why would family be doing stuff like this? You see how weird these people are? And then I'm supposed to be normal and okay with this shit. These people terrorize me. I had to leave them alone. I had to get away from them. This is why. I don't know. You go live with family like that. You live with that. You go try to survive as they financially abuse you. They make sure you can't get your jobs or keep your jobs or have your friends or be peaceful with your neighbors that you haven't even met. They already got to them. Causing you issues, banging, booming in your places where you stay and throwing shit in your yard and causing drama, breaking in and damaging your property. And I mean, like I said, a lot of weird things, smashing your truck and messing with parts on your vehicles. And I mean, it's bad. Following you places, causing confrontations for no reason whatsoever. Getting paid to do things and then coming back apologizing to me and telling me that this is happening and they're having to do this because they're being forced to do it or paid to do it. I've had people come and tell me many, many times. Like I said, this girl's friend straight up told me, the ex's friend said, TK, you're engaged to her. You need to be careful with her. She's like, look at me. I am serious. Be careful with this girl. You have no idea. And nobody else is saying anything, but I'm going to tell you. She's like, and the girl starts walking up. She's like, well, congratulations, TK. She's like, don't you forget what I told you. She said, you better watch this girl. I'm telling you, she's going to destroy you. And that is no joke. And she did. I didn't quite understand what was being said at the moment. I didn't know what to think of it. I just kept it in my head. But I thank you for warning me, as with some other people have warned me about some of these other things, because these people are guilty. Again, why would you apologize? I've gotten so many apologies from people who were doing things to me because they realized they were wrong or it was on their conscience, obviously heavy, to be apologizing to me. When you're doing wrong and you got to apologize several times, then you know you ain't right. And a lot of times, like I said, all these things have happened. These people are getting what's coming to them. They all are. They all have. Actually, half of them have already passed away prematurely. This is what happens when you just fuck with people for no reason. You get what's coming to you. I mean, these people end up dying. They keep getting illnesses, weird things happening to them, losing body parts, going through hell, getting treated like crap with their partners, going through crap, suffering. I mean, when is enough is enough? Like I said, you got to learn how to stop. I don't know what's wrong with people. Obviously, they love that kind of shit. I don't know what to say about it. Um, but yeah, I ended up leaving this chick finally after all this crap. I had to go to my friends. My friends started changing on me because the lady that adopted me, she got my truck out for me and came down there and decided to say something to my friend that I don't know what she said. But whatever it was, my friend turned on me. That turned into a mess. And after this person has confided in me about their wife cheating and all kinds of stuff going on, I never said a single thing. And I knew that their other best friend was sleeping with their wife. I didn't say a damn thing because it's not my place to say it. I actually was around her wife while she was sleeping with all these people. They're not together anymore, but yeah. And she kept telling me, I don't trust my wife. I think that she is, her wife even came on to me and everything. I didn't say a single thing. I just corrected her wife because I didn't want her. I said, I'm not into you, chick. Don't do that. Stop. You got to stop because it ain't that type of party with you. I'm not feeling you like that. And she's like, oh, you're so mean. You're so fucked up. I'm not attracted to you. I want to do that. So we, I kept her secrets, and all in the end, she chose her wife over me. She says, well, you think I'm going to choose you over my wife and what she tells me? And this friend got really weird, started trying to boss me around and acting like I did something to her. I'd never done nothing. Been real with this chick all the way through. I just didn't say the things that I knew. So they're sitting there fighting, and I didn't tell her business because she ended up finding out about this friend, but not really. She found that her wife was cheating or seeing someone. I knew who it was and I didn't say nothing because, again, like I said, it's not my place. I knew exactly who it was because I listened to her plan the whole thing out. She went with her best friend. She went with her girl's best friend to the movies, and they had their date. They slept together. They were flirting in front of me. They had been sleeping together. I didn't say nothing. Again, it ain't my place. But she ended up flipping out. They busted the windows all out of their fucking place and everything. I didn't say nothing. I just sat in my room and kept my mouth shut because it ain't my place. Like I said, they were fist fighting and everything all in the yard. But hey, again, I stayed out of it. And in the end, she tells me, yeah. I'm like, okay, well, that's fine. You choose your wife. You go right ahead. You're going to get what's coming to you. It ain't going to last long. You'll see. But it's not my place to tell you. Oh, well. I said, oh, that's fine. I'll just go ahead and go. She started calling my daughter a whore and a slut. And so I'm like, you good? You're right. Because I confronted her wife's niece's husband about something. He tried to come on to my daughter, and it came to my email because he didn't realize her Facebook was connected to my email. So I seen it. And and I confronted him at the time. So anyways, so we get out there and she just starts like, her wife starts talking all this mess because I was defending my daughter, and she's calling her all kind of hoes and sluts and everything else. So yeah, I'm like, shit, it's cool, that's all right. But she did all that, so I just snapped and I just told her, I said a lot of people do a lot of things up in here that they don't want to talk about. I looked at her and I said, isn't that right? Right, sweetheart? So anyhow, went on about my business and we left. That was it. Finally made it home. And like I said, I had to go through this ordeal with my sister, my half sister, older half sister, the one that's helping to cause a lot of drama after all that. But there's that. And this chick, she tried to talk to me. My ex, I never talked to her again. Ended up getting my record expunged because they found, like I said, 3 different statements that this ex had made. She didn't get to keep the apartment. I actually moved in because I told her I'd report her to SSI if I didn't get the apartment. So there's that. She had to find somewhere else to go. And she was bitter and upset about that. Stole my truck. I got it back. I left. She tried to do this happen the day that I was leaving, supposed to leave, and I got permission from the court to leave. She ended up taking my truck. So that was funny. And saying that I couldn't prove it. So, but it's okay. I got it back. And I went on about my merry way, and there's that. The girl hit me up on my birthday to try to talk to me shortly after I had left her. And the whole thing trying to keep me from leaving her. This is what all this was about. And what do I tell everybody? What am I going to say? and try to lie and say I was abusing her son. I never was even close to her son like that. I was kind and courteous, but I wasn't close because I knew to watch this chick. She was crazy. Her son even stepped up and stood up for me and said that I wasn't, because she tried to tell her family that, tried to tell his father that, to cause conflict between me and his father. She did a lot of things like that on Facebook, saying things, flirting with him just to try to get us to go back and forth with each other, but it never happened because none of this was real. And her son actually told the truth. He stood there and said his mom was lying to his dad and that I never did anything. Actually, she was the one hitting her son. So that was crazy. And that's what ended up coming out. She was hitting him and leaving marks on him. And then she thought I was going to take the fall for that. But her son actually spoke up and said it was her. And that's what she got. And I appreciate that. I'm glad he stood up and told the truth. She did not like how truthful he was, and she was upset about it. But she told me that he really got on her nerves because he was always saying things, speaking up and not keeping his mouth shut. So, yeah, I'm glad he spoke up. Um, like I said, she did all kinds of crazy stuff, but that was that. Um, I moved on from that. And at the end, she thought that I was going to get back with her and wanted her. She was jealous and stalking people that I was talking to. Had another little chick I was talking to from El Salvador um, shortly after, and she was harassing her, started stalking this girl and everything else. Like I said, they were just my family picking at this chick, everything. So there was that. Let that go and moved on. Told that girl, hey, just I'm sorry. Sorry about all this. Um, there's that. I went on, was single for a while and went on, it was a lot going on. I just had to sit back and reflect on life because I needed some time. And then I took off, like I said, when I finally took off, and I have to explain what I did during that time, why I took off from 2019 up until recently. I needed a mental break. I really needed, oh God, I needed a mental break. I almost took myself out of here because of all that. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and cut this short. Like I said, um, it's sad I never got back with the chick. That's all I have to say. I wouldn't. She wanted to, but I wouldn't. Absolutely freaking not. Absolutely. I said, don't you ever reach out to me again. Don't ever contact me. Matter of fact, don't ever tell anybody we were ever together. I want you to forget about me. Thanks. That's it. I'll come with other stories later.